Welcome back to the International School of Forecasting. I'm Luna, and today we're starting something really important. You've probably seen videos claiming that a 13-month calendar was hidden from us, that the powers that be manipulated time itself, or that our modern calendar is keeping us disconnected from nature, and even from divine truth. We're going to spend the next 5 episodes looking at what's actually true here, not what sounds mystical or conspiratorial, but what the evidence actually shows. Because here's the thing, the real history of calendars is fascinating enough without the myths. And understanding how calendars actually work will give you a much clearer picture of how time has been measured across cultures and why we use the system we do today. Let's start with the fundamental problem. 3 calendars, same day. Right now, as you're listening to this, 3 different calendars are operating simultaneously, and you're probably only aware of one of them. When you check your phone for today's date, you're using the Gregorian calendar. That's your civil calendar. That's what banks use, what governments use, what businesses use. It's the agreed upon standard. But when you look at the moon tonight, you're seeing something completely different. The moon follows its own cycle. From new moon to new moon takes about 29.53 days. That's astronomical reality. And here's the key point. That cycle doesn't align with calendar months at all. January has 31 days. February has 28. The moon doesn't care about that. It just keeps cycling through its phases every 29 and a half days. And if you're interested in astrology or traditional seasonal markers, there's a third calendar operating. The astrological calendar says we're currently in a specific zodiac season. It marks the real astronomical new year on March 20th or 21st, when the sun enters Aries at 0 degrees. That's the vernal equinox. Day and night are equal length. Spring begins in the northern hemisphere. 3 calendars, same day. 3 completely different ways of marking time. And this brings us to the central problem that every civilization in history has had to solve. These cycles don't line up. Imagine you're a farmer in ancient Rome around 750 BCE. You need to know when to plant crops, when to expect frost, when to harvest, and when religious festivals happen. You can't use a phone, you can't use an app, you have to look at the sky. What do you see? The sun rises and sets every day. After about 365 days, the sun is back at the exact same spot in the sky relative to the background stars. That's a year. It's reliable, it's predictable, it's tied directly to seasons. When the sun is high in the sky and days are long, it's summer. When the sun is low and days are short, it's winter. This matters enormously for farming. The moon also changes in a predictable pattern. New moon, waxing crescent. First quarter, waxing gibbous. Full moon, waning gibbous. Last quarter, waning crescent. Back to new moon. This cycle takes about 29.5 days. It's visible, it's easy to track. Many cultures used it for spiritual and religious purposes. Here's the problem. These cycles don't line up. If you try to build a calendar using the sun, you get 365 days per year. Perfect for tracking seasons. But 365 doesn't divide evenly by anything useful. If you try to make 12 months, you get 365 divided by 12, which equals 30.4 days per month. Not a whole number. So you need months with arbitrary lengths. Some 29 days, some 30, some 31. And these months won't sync with moon phases at all. If you try to build a calendar using the moon, you get 12 lunar cycles, which is 12 times 29.53, which equals 354.37 days per year. But the solar year is 365.25 days, so you're short about 11 days every year. After 3 years, your calendar has drifted 32 days ahead of the seasons. Farmers plant in what the calendar says is spring, but it's actually early summer. Religious festivals happen at the wrong time. Everything gets scrambled. This is the ancient realization: you cannot build a perfect calendar. Every system is a compromise. You have to choose. Do you optimize for seasons and follow the sun? Do you optimize for moon phases and follow the moon? Or do you try to follow both simultaneously by using something called intercalation, adding extra months or days periodically to keep things aligned? Each choice gains something and loses something. Understanding these trade-offs is understanding calendars. King Romulus, the legendary founder of Rome around 750 BCE, created the first Roman calendar. It was simple, it was logical, and it was completely broken. The structure consisted of only 10 months. Martius, March, 31 days, named after Mars, god of war and god of planting and new beginnings. Aprilis, April, 30 days, from the Latin word apere, which means to open. This was the 5th month. Maius, May, 31 days, named after Maia, goddess of growth. Junius, June, 30 days, named after Juno, queen of the gods. Quintilius, July, 31 days, from the Latin word quintus, meaning 5. This was the 5th month. Sextilius, August, 30 days, from sextus, meaning 6, the 6th month. September, 30 days, from septem, meaning 7, the 7th month. October, 31 days, from octo, meaning 8, the 8th month. November, 30 days, from novem, meaning 9, the 11th month. December, 30 days, from decem, meaning 10, the 10th month. Total, 304 days. You're probably already asking, what about the other 61 days? They weren't in the calendar, not named, not tracked, not considered part of the year. Winter was just dead time, unworthy of names, unworthy of dates. The Romans didn't bother tracking it because nothing grew and no military campaigns happened during winter. This wasn't random. It was astronomical. March 20th or 21st is the vernal equinox. Day and night are equal length. The sun appears to cross the celestial equator, moving northward. That's 0 degrees Aries in the tropical zodiac. This is a genuine celestial marker, a reset point. Spring, planting season, renewal, growth, fire. This makes perfect sense when you think about it. Why would you start a new year in the middle of winter when nothing is happening? You start the year when things begin again, when life returns. But the 304-day system had massive problems. First, 61 days of winter were untracked. You can't have a calendar with gaps. What date is December 45? It doesn't make sense. Second, the calendar drifted constantly. 304 days is 61 days short of the solar year. Every single year, the calendar was 61 days behind the actual seasons. After 3 years, you're about 180 days behind. That's 6 months. Farmers plant in what the calendar says is spring, but it's actually early summer. Religious festivals happen at the wrong time. Everything gets scrambled. This is the ancient realization: you cannot build a perfect calendar. Every system is a compromise. You have to choose. Do you optimize for seasons and follow the sun? Do you optimize for moon phases and follow the moon? Or do you try to follow both simultaneously by using something called intercalation, adding extra months or days periodically to keep things aligned? Each choice gains something and loses something. Understanding these trade-offs is understanding calendars. So before we even get to Julius Caesar or Pope Gregory or the 13-month calendar myths, we need to understand this fundamental truth. Building a calendar that tracks both the sun and the moon perfectly is impossible. The solar year is 365.222 days. The lunar month is 29.53 days. These don't divide evenly. Every calendar system in history has had to make compromises and choices about what to prioritize. In the next episode, we'll look at how Julius Caesar revolutionized the calendar by making a bold choice: abandon the moon entirely and commit fully to the sun. And then we'll see how Pope Gregory XIII refined that system into what we use today. Thanks for listening. I'm Luna, and I'll see you in episode 2.